Hey guys, it's a beautiful late summer Friday morning. Sun is shining. Really motivated. For today's video, I decided to mix it up a little. Since we only have 450 bucks at our disposal, that means we have 50 bucks to spend on a 25 NL shot. I decided to just play one table of 25 NL zoom and then add a 10 NL and a 16 NL table. So you got pretty much a cross cut through all the different stakes. Hope it's interesting for you guys. Anyone playing 10 NL, 16 NL, and then 25 NL. So we got a whole lot of different stuff going on. I think now that I consider it, I feel like I may have been a little bit over ambitious with the Zoom stuff. Thinking that for a video or generally while I'm talking and recording at the same time, the same thing with live trainings that I do. I have come to realize that one table of Zoom poker is actually more than enough because you get to play every single hand and it's going to be at a very fast pace. So there isn't really a reason to play too many Zoom tables at once. I mean, it's just going to be mindless button clicking. That I come to think of it. I mean, in yesterday's session, I had 3 Zoom tables, and I pretty much I didn't feel like I played my best, to be honest. Well, maybe you guys have some opinions on that. Just let me know in the comments anytime. So Jack 10, I'm going to open at this table full of full stacks. Under the gun, it's pretty much a loose open raise, but I mean, Jack 10 offsuit plays really well. So I don't have a problem with that. I just picked two random tables. Didn't table select too much. Queen Jack's obviously going to be an open raise too. And turns out that these tables are pretty good. Now I've already marked 3 people as recreational here, and then I've got another couple of mid stacks at this table here. So we flop top pair. Gonna bet it. Looks like a recreational player not folding top pair against that stack size. 9-10 suited, gonna be standard open. 6-5, I think I can defend for 1 bet, so that's what I'm gonna do. Flop a pair, which is decent. I'm gonna raise it up here. I think it's okay to call, but I don't feel comfortable seeing another turn card. I think turning my hand into a bluff there is a little bit superior to calling, because that potentially some really bad cards could come, and I don't know too much about my opponent, so kind of an information race. I don't really like to do these kinds of things, but sometimes it turns out that information raises might actually be raises that help you take down the pot, while there's so many scenarios where you can really get into trouble just calling and then seeing a random turn that the opponent likes to barrel or that the opponent improves on, so I really like to at least at some from time to time just take a stab there. Don't need to make it a big raise. I could potentially bluff here. Not sure. Now I can't really represent much, so yeah, I'm just going to give it up. I think I should have bet on the turn. Well, deuces are good anyway, so we did have some showdown value there. No need to bluff. Yeah, so in the future, for future episodes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in case I play Zoom, I'll just play 1 table of Zoom poker, and I think that's more than enough. So yesterday's live training, I did a 100 NL live training at IntelliPoker for the German guys, and I just played 1 table, and it was more than enough action, and I was able to focus a little bit better on the different spots. Well, if you multi-table, then it turns out to be a grind, and in a grind, all the small edges might get left behind. And that happens to me pretty much very often when I multi-table. So that's the biggest reason for me wanting to just play. Right now, when I'm taking shots at 500 NL Zoom poker, I'm just playing 1 table for the same reason, because if I'm playing a much better, much better. So King 4 suited here at the top. It's a little loose, but I'm gonna open it nonetheless because I've got this player in the big blind that I want to play pots with, and this guy seems to be fairly tight. I don't have a problem. He calls. Now, you know, this guy's pretty tight. So as I said, 100 hands, 12, 11, that's super tight. So he's going to have a reasonable range there. I don't want to bluff too much. If he has any pocket pair, I think I can get him off these hands on decent turn cards. And turns out that's one of them. So let's just check back. Now that he bets, interesting, interesting. I think I'm going to raise it up here. Yeah, I'm going to make it, you know, he's really, don't know, I'm pretty torn between raising and calling. I'm going to call ace-10 here. I think I'm just going to call. I can both raise or call, but I don't think he's going to bet small pair on the turn. So it looks like he's got pocket 10s or jacks. I'm not sure if he's going to fold these. Don't know this guy. That's why I flatted ace-10. Going to fold on this flop. Yeah, well, now I have to fold. It just looks like he's looking for some value. It doesn't look like a bluff. Just going to give it the pot. I mean, you know, I could raise there potentially. I don't want to get 3-bet, but I'm not sure if I can get a tight player off something when he bets. So I was happy to bet if he were to check on the turn, and then of course semi-bluff and try and take it down there. But if he starts betting, I don't feel like he's betting small pairs there. So, well, the only real bluffing hand or semi-bluffing hand that he could potentially have there is Jack-10 or a gut shot like King-Jack, King-10, which I'm blocking since I have a king in my hand. So, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I open a6 and get an open fold. How about that? I mean, yeah, that's nice. Free money. Should find more of these people. I was also asked to do a couple of hand review sessions for the Grinding It Up series, and maybe because I've done 30 episodes, I might do some specials. Thought about doing some specials, meaning that I could do a contest for you guys to submit hands, and the most interesting ones I'm going to review. So if you want me to review hands, then I would strongly suggest, yeah, I'm going to do a little contest. I'm not sure about these sixes, but I do think that this guy is going to c-bet a board like this pretty much with his entire range. Kind of close. I think I'm just going to try and check it down. Looks like I might be best, but he could also have like 8s or 9s or whatever, and then I'm going to lose it. But you know, I'm also going to be able to check it down against a loose passive player. So I'm going to do a contest because you guys want me to review a hand. In the next episode of Grinding It Up, so you've got 1 day from now, I would ask you guys to tweet me. So you really have to tweet me a hand that you played at the 6 max cashed game tables. Doesn't matter what stakes, 2 NL to whatever, 500 NL if you like, and I'm gonna pick the most interesting one, and that's the one that I'm gonna review. So yeah, contest is gonna run until tomorrow morning. So I'd say 24 hours from now on. I'm gonna upload the video a little later. So recording time is now at about 9:30 in the morning, 9 a.m. So yeah, deadline is going to be about 10 a.m. tomorrow on the 28th. Okay, so that's the contest. Hope you guys take part. So I'm isolating a weak limper with Jack-8 suited, flop a gut shot, and a backdoor flush draw. 2 overs, so I'm going to c-bet and hope to take it down, which works out nicely. I've also been thinking about since I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of grinding at these stakes while I'm not actually recording, I have come to think of taking some higher stakes shots already with that bankroll. I've already been, you know, I've been really pumped to maybe even take some 50 NL shots, but you know, I don't want to risk too much. Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to bet big here on that flop. It's a very coordinated flop and a lot of draws can call, many gut shots. Good thing about flopping middle set is that somebody is more likely to have top pair which is always a good thing. So you definitely have to make sure that with middle set you just start building a pot early on, so that people actually can pay you off with top pair. Yeah, so contest runs until tomorrow, and the other thing is I have been thinking about taking some higher stakes shots. Not sure how you guys think about this. I mean, I do want to make this project a long-term project, so I'm thinking about making a video every day because I have so much fun doing it, and you know, it's turns out to be at least a little bit profitable for me, so that's nice too. But also, you know, I'd like to advance, and I'm not sure, but yeah, you know, you guys, let me know what you think. Maybe it's a good idea to even take some higher stakes shots pretty early on. So again, here on this flop, I'm gonna bet really big. This guy limp calls pre-flop, which is could potentially mean some pocket pairs. And this board obviously hits a lot of pocket pairs. He tank calls on the flop. Interesting. Definitely going to bet the turn because he should expect me not to bluff this turn too much, but I'm going to do it regardless. I don't like his tanking too much, to be honest, but you know, if I were to get raised there, it would be tough. But I do want to get value from like 7s and 5s and whatnot. Queen Jack offsuit against that recreational player. I could do both calling and 3-betting is fine. I think I'm going to call because I think that if I 3-bet, he's going to call a lot of the time when I 3-bet. So what happens is I'm going to blow the pot with some medium strength Broadway hand, which gets dominated quite often. So I'm just going to try and utilize my position here, which is a little bit more favorable, I think, and just try and look for some information that he reveals through bet sizing and through timing. So since he bets pretty confidently, pretty fast, I feel like I could potentially fold here with second pair. I wouldn't be folding, I wouldn't be folding a top pair here to him, but I just think that middle pair no kicker, medium kicker is not quite good enough to call. So I'm going to fold. So short stack calls my raise. I bet the 2 overs in a backdoor flush draw. I get raised. Ugly, but I mean, he can have a lot of draws, which isn't really good. But apart from that, I feel like I don't get bluffed from shorties too much. So I mean, I do have 2 overs in a backdoor flush draw, so jamming would actually be an option. Now I've timed out, but yeah, I think his range is gonna contain quite a few draws there. So min raise under the gun, unknown player. Definitely 3-betting for value with pocket queens. I like this a lot more. I've got a lot more time when I'm just playing one Zoom poker table. I've got a lot more time, and with the other stakes on the side, I feel like this is a much better format. Hope you guys like it too. I think I'm going to be doing a couple more contests maybe. I have also been thinking about giving out a free coaching lesson, so to say, but I have to think about the terms and conditions of this one, just because you have been such good followers of this series, and you have been giving me so many likes, and you have motivated me to continue this series so much, so thank you for that. And yeah, I'll do some more contests, like the hand review contest. And first of all, we're going to see how that turns out, so keep tweeting. Tweet it with the hashtag grinding it up. I just saw that funny video. Somebody tweeted a video or that went viral on Twitter, I think, with Justin Timberlake, where they just hashtag all the time. That was pretty funny. So I'm just going to try and get those grinding it up, hashtag grinding it up, and hashtag high stakes Thursdays. I'm going to try and get those trending for me. So I flat with Queen 10, middle pair, pretty decent to just call. I'm going to bet this turn. I'm going to bet it pretty big, actually. I'm going to try and semi-bluff here, just because I won't be able to. Pretty interesting. he check calls the turn. He's a supernova. So when he check calls the turn, he can have ace jack, queen jack. I might get him off those hands, but he can also have king queen. Whoops, he can also have king queen or king jack, I was going to say. And I was thinking about bluffing this river, but I don't think it's a good idea to bluff this river. I just feel like betting the turn is mandatory with my draw and with the outs that I had, and especially against his particular hand. I had a lot of outs. That was like, I don't know. Now, we have a guest star, a special guest star. This is not cat number 1, this is cat number 2. I hope you realize the difference, but they're a little shy. They don't like to look into the camera too much. But this one, the smaller one, is actually the shyest of the two. So I'm pretty surprised she comes up here. But funny thing is, whenever I'm producing a video, every morning that I have finished my first cup of coffee and start the recording, yeah, the cats just appear. They just like me talking, I guess. So 10-5 suited. Nice try to steal here, and I've got a pretty decent turn cards that are going for my hand. Definitely going to bet the turn, of course. I mean, I picked up some equity, and it's a really nice card for me to bet. And I'm also going to be prepared to bet the river when he calls that turn. I think I will have to be trying to pick him off some King X type hands. Ace King going to be an open. Pretty easy. Got a new recreational player joining the table. That seems to be a pretty aggressive regular, but he's not rebuying. So something to look out for is people that don't actually rebuy, but they're still regulars. So, you know, the old rule that people that are not auto-topping up are recreational players, more likely to be recreational players. That's usually not the case, or not really true. So I'm just going to bet twice, of course. Now, I'm thinking about bluffing this river. He called really quickly, but I do beat some of his draws. So he called the turn. He called pre-flop against a middle position open. So his range is most likely to contain a lot of pocket eights or stuff. And he actually had ace jack. And the quick call made me a little reluctant to bluff. Like when people quick call the turn, it really looks like they're not that willing to fold. And, well, unfortunate, but not much I can do about this. Could have just jammed the river. Just jam it in there. So as it looks like, we are not really turning a profit this session either. Too bad. Well, that's poker. I guess we shouldn't have dropped too much, just $4, but we had a couple of interesting spots so far, I feel. So, ace king suited, I'm going to open. I actually realized that I've got a really high VPIP at the micro stakes, which just has to do with the fact that I do get fancy. I have gotten fancy a lot. Yeah, and I mean, I definitely have to adjust a little, and maybe I'm a little bit too loose. I've gotten a little bit too loose. So I'm going to make a small half pot bet here, trying to induce something. That's awesome. So I'm hoping that he's actually bluffing off now. Betting again on the turn, I think. Not betting too big. I can get him in by the river. So yeah, just going to bet third pot. And that's an awesome river because I'm going to be able to jam. So this is a pretty draw heavy board. I'm going to bet, and here I'm just going to put him in. Hope that he calls me off with a pair, that he decided to turn into a bluff, which he does. Awesome. He had a 7. That's always good. When the top card pairs, people never fold, and that's good. I like that. Even Steven. I think we just broke even, right? Or did we turn a profit? If we've turned a profit, I'm going to instantly quit this video. I'm going to fold against this guy. He seems to be pretty active. Yeah, we turned a $2 profit. Guys, I have to quit this. We have to book the profit now. It's really important that we book the profit. Ace 10. Well, kind of a close decision, but I was just kidding. I'm gonna keep on playing. Just a couple more minutes. Maybe we can turn an even bigger profit. Well, but I will sit out on the next orbit. By the way, I didn't do well in the W cubes yesterday. I played event number 55, the 320, and then I also played the second chance. I lost horribly. I got it in with pocket tens twice, and I lost. I got busted with pocket tens, getting really short, so no spots at all. Whenever I flopped the hand, made a hand, somebody else made a better hand, and I lost like a chunk of my stack, and then I had to ship it in short with tens those times. And well, second chance didn't go too well either. Same stuff, pocket tens in the end, and I lost against deuces. So, but I did manage to book a profit at the 500 NL shot, which turned out really well. And in the end, I was in the green, even though I had those tourney losses. Okay, so let's call this another episode. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed. We did book a little profit, so that's nice. Tell me what you think about some higher stakes shots already. With that short of a bankroll is a little bit risky, but I'm not going to be able to play a lot more besides recording. And also, don't forget about the contests. Tweet me any hand that you would like me to review in the next session. So actually, since it's the weekend, I just come to think of it, it's the weekend, so you've got a lot more time because the next episode is going to be in next Monday. So yeah, tweet me over the weekend. So we'll make the deadline is going to be 9 a.m. my time, Central European time, 9 a.m. in the morning on Monday. Until then, you can tweet me any hand using the Boom player link. I strongly advise you to use the Boom player link and use the hashtag grinding it up, and I'll pick the most interesting one and review it. So, last hand. Crazy stuff always happens on the last hand, but not this one because we haven't flopped anything. So we're just gonna check fold against two recreational players with two overcards and a super coordinated board. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend and a good Sunday grind. Keep grinding it up, by the way.